Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Craft Parenting podcast where we've upgraded our jingle bells from elf ears to actual jingle bells.
Yeah. The bag that they came in, it's a jingle bell bracelet, said for adult use only.
And we're just going to throw that out there into the wind, and we're just going to leave it there because this is family friendly.
Also, Lily picked out a new headband for Joe.
Yes.
Santa's hat looks a little sad.
Well, this is the Craft Parenting Podcast, the podcast where we get sidetracked. And also the podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem. My name is Joe. This is my lovely wife and co-host, Caroline.
I'm going to feel really lonely when we're not podcasting Beervent episodes anymore because I'm not going to have all of my friends on the table.
Oh, my chopped liver. But we are doing something spectacular or crazy, depending on your point of view. We are doing an episode every day this December, and to celebrate Beervent.
And we have been slaying it.
Yep,
so far.
We brought the West Side.
You can't tell because there's so much stuff on the table.
We brought the West Side sweatshirt back. If you don't know what Beervent is, make sure you go back to the first in this year's series, and we'll tell you all about it. Mm-hmm. But this is day 14 of the Higher Gravity Beervent calendar. So,
see,
Caroline, what did Higher Gravity give to us on this day?
What did Higher Gravity give to us? They gave us Jackie O's Skyscratcher, a smoked maple amber lager that is 5% ABV. Fermented low and slow.
Oh, man. I'm excited for this one.
There's a dog hair on it. You cleaned the whole house today. It's probably my fault for snuggling with Clara.
Probably. And I don't know why it was in the refrigerator. Like, what?
I think it might have fallen off of my shirt.
Okay.
Because I had Clara snuggles.
As you said, this is called Skyscratcher, and it is a smoked maple amber lager, and it is by Jackie O's Brewery out in Athens, Ohio, and it is 5% ABV. And the can says, quote, brewed with logo maple syrup and a gentle inclusion of German beechwood smoked malt. Skyscratcher's toasty malt character and crisp finish pairs perfectly with a campfire on a cool fall evening. And then it says it's a one-off beer.
I put that on there because their website said it was a one-off.
So I guess one and done.
Yep. It's a dark amber. It has a light tan head that's sticking around on Joe's glass a lot longer than my glass.
It is copper in color, very clear. It's a lager, so I'm assuming it's crisp.
It is a crispy boy. I'm struggling to pick out flavors. My nose is very congested.
All right. On the nose, I do smell a little bit of sweetness from perhaps the maple. I don't really smell smoke. You're making a mess.
It's fine. The snowman wanted to enjoy some beer.
Are we like looking at it, or what are we doing?
I set up a scene. The penguin is helping the snowman drink some beer.
So about Jackie O's, they say they are sustainably crafted with purpose. Talk about
Purpose
the beer.
is always good. I'm having issues with scents right now because my nose doesn't want to work.
Well, I'm not going to read all this, but
It tastes really yummy, though.
this is a good one for sure. I do like the smoked beer. It is a controversial type of beer, I guess,
Yeah.
as far as beer styles go. Not everyone likes it, but this is...
They're wrong.
They are very wrong. I wouldn't call this a Rausch beer. It's just like lightly smoked.
Yeah.
Like you can almost barely tell it was smoked.
I can tell it was smoked, even though I'm having issues with sensory at the moment. But
Okay,
yeah.
I do take that. It's lightly smoked.
Yeah.
Like you can tell as you take more drinks of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. But that first sip was I couldn't tell it. You have to savor it more.
Mm-hmm.
So Jackie is from Athens, Ohio. We began in 2003. So over 20 years ago. I believe they started as a restaurant. And they were originally called O'Hooley's. And in 2007, they changed their names to Jackie O's. I believe in honor of their mom.
That sounds right from years past of us covering Jackie O's.
And she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Jackie passed away in June 2006. So they named their establishment after their mom. So yeah, this is one of their... Julia says we read too much, so I'm not going to read.
Well, Julia, maybe some of us like literacy.
Well, there's a lot on this page.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fire in 2014. I believe they have multiple locations in Athens. I think either last year or 2 years ago, they were supposed to open in Columbus. It looks like that did happen in 2023. So they have like a little, they've expanded into a different city. Athens isn't that far from Columbus though. So I don't know if that's like, it's almost like, if we started a brewery in Cleves and we opened a secondary location in like Winchester, Ohio.
Yeah.
Almost.
Joe,
Yeah.
breaking news.
Yeah.
There is a Jackie O's in Cincinnati. It's Jackie O's Needlepoint. And it is an embroidery business. But when I typed in Jackie O's in Google and looked at locations, it was one of the ones that popped up. And I was like, what? They have a location in Cincinnati? It is a very different business that I now want to visit.
So essentially, Jackie O's extends throughout the town of Athens with the inclusion of the public house, the tap room with full production brewery attached, a Barrel Ridge farm, and the bake shop. Jackie O's is proud to now be established in Columbus, Ohio with the newest location on 4th. I guess that's what it's called. Not only is Jackie O's a brand and a business, but a family and a community. The hospitable nature of Art's mom lives on and continues to provide fun, inclusive, safe space for family and friends for years to come. Jackie O's welcomes visitors to come and enjoy all that we have to offer here in southeastern Ohio. Cheers. So Jackie O's has been around for a very long time. They are one of the OGs.
Yeah.
They started, before, I guess, the very first, I call it the first wave of craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
The first modern wave of craft beer.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati, in Ohio at least. In the 90s, there was Sam Adams. And in Ohio, there was Great Lakes as well in like the 90s. And then, of course, there was Listerman, Mount Carmel, Jackie O's in the 2005 to 2010 range. And then there was the Mad Tree, second wave modern age of brewery, which is like the Mad Tree Rheingeist in the 2013, 2014 era.
I'm enjoying how crisp this is. And like I'm going to say it, we say it every year. We need to go out to Jackie O's at some point. Eventually.
Yeah, there's just nothing else to do out there. But
it takes forever to get there. And then it takes forever to get out.
Have you been to Athens? Did you tour Ohio University?
No, they don't have well, at least at the time, they did not have an engineering program that was on my radar.
So I was thinking about going there to, it was I think it was journalism, maybe, or English or something. I think either English or journalism. But I toured their campus. It was a nice campus. It just wasn't the right fit for me.
My knowledge of Athens is that it is a drinking town with a college problem. Or is that Miami?
I think it's both.
Or Miami, Oxford.
I think it's both.
It might be both.
It is most definitely both. Athens was the number one party school, I think, in the country or something crazy.
Yeah, that was a thing at some point.
At the very least in Ohio. And then Miami, there's like nothing. It's just cornfields and stuff.
There's one way to get there and one way to get out, which is very annoying when that is where your high school graduation takes place. So everyone is going to the same spot the same way. And then traffic is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is. I don't know why Coleraine had their graduation service up there.
Probably because it was cheaper than Centos or UC. Fifth Third. That's what UC is.
It's a lot of people.
It was a lot of people.
We did it in
Yours was the Aronoff. Or was it Music Hall? I thought it was the Aronoff.
We did Music Hall.
Your brother's was at the Aronoff.
Yeah. They switched it on us.
Ah, okay. I only remember going to the Aronoff. That's why.
No, yeah, we did Music Hall, I'm pretty sure. I should remember this, but yeah.
Nerds.
I'm pretty sure it was Music Hall. It was on Memorial Day.
Freaking auditorium. We used to it was a gym. We had ours in a glorified gym.
In Miami?
Yeah, it was their basketball stadium.
That's an arena. That's not a gym.
I said it was a glorified gym.
It's more than a gym. A gym is like...
Hence the glorified.
Oh, my goodness. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you...
Slam that like button. Smash subscribe. That notification bell. 5 stars. All around.
Yeah, if you are on the audio side, make sure you give us that 5-star review. And we are the Craft Parenting Podcast.
At least check out the thumbnails that we put on the Facebooks. Because I have spent a lot of time curating this set.
Please. Please continue.
Hey, just wait. Maybe I'll bring out the Christmas Village. We haven't pulled out the Christmas Village in years. It needs to see the light of day. Maybe this will be its chance to shine.
Okay.
We have an 8-foot banquet table now. We can do that.
Christmas Village should live on the mantle above the fireplace.
The Christmas Village is not going to live anywhere in our house at the moment, but will maybe make an appearance for Beervent.
Anyway, we are the Craft Parenting Podcast, the podcast about 2 Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem.
And maybe a descent into Christmas madness problem? Question mark?
We'll let the audience decide that. If you enjoyed this episode, you want to see more, go to our Facebook page. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, of course, Rumble, X, and Instagram. You can like and follow all those platforms or your favorite platform and get the latest news about us and the show. I am at Craft Parenting Joe on Instagram if you want to follow me personally.
And I am at Caroline's Create Crafts, at Caroline Creates Crafts. Maybe I'll go to Jackie O's Needlepoint.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
It's Jackie O's.
But we will see you again tomorrow for day 15.